What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have a new meta finally coming to Go Battle League, and that is going to be the Halloween Cup Great League Edition. Now, this isn't new in terms of being brand new to Go Battle League, but it's new this season, so say goodbye to the Sunshine Cup. Let me know in the comments if you guys did enjoy that or didn't. I know it's kind of polarizing, but I think it's important to talk about why or why not, right? Now, Halloween Cup, this is going to be a fun one, and it always has been. It is going to only allow Poison, Bug, Ghost, Dark, and Fairy type Pokemon. Now, if you head over to pvpoke.com, you guys can go check out the rankings here. I know most of you guys know about this website, but if you don't, if you're new, pvpoke.com is the place to be. You can go up here, go to rankings, and you can go to the Halloween Cup. This is gonna be giving us an idea of what the strongest Pokemon are looking to be. Now, just because Carbink's up here, I know most of you guys don't have it. I don't have it. Just because it's up here doesn't mean it can't be countered. It's just number one in the meta because of how many wins it could potentially have. But there are great counters with Pokemon like Shadow Nidoqueen or Greninja or Azumarill. So, because of how this meta is shaking up, it's looking like a lot of poison, kind of water and dark type Pokemon are in the top performing. And this is what I love about this meta. Is Pokemon like Greninja have the opportunity to absolutely take off. You guys know Greninja. You either love it or you hate it. It has a lot of weaknesses, but that doesn't matter because Water Shuriken, Hydro Cannon, and Night Slash is going to be making quick work of most of this meta, outside of Pokemon like Azumarill, which would be fully resisting those charge moves. But everything else, it does pretty well against. Nidoqueen is going to be making a comeback as well. We also have Golbat and Toxapex up here. I just want to talk about some other Pokemon that we haven't seen in a while. Nidoqueen is making a comeback. You guys, this thing used to be top of the top meta. From the last couple years, we've seen it used to be the Nidoqueen Walrein meta, which transitioned into the Noctowl Trevenant meta, which has now transitioned into the meta that we have now. But Nidoqueen back in the day was top of the tier meta with Poison Jab, Poison Fang, and a wide variety of charge moves you could use. Earth Power being the most common, but you could also go for Stone Edge, which Charizard's, it's absolutely hilarious when you land that. But yeah, you're going to want to run Earth Power with that. Now, Nidoqueen, I think, can go onto a lot of teams. Even the Pokemon that it does lose to, like Alolan Ninetales, for example, that's probably going to be the Powder Snow variant right there. Both Pokemon are doing super effective damage to each other. Doesn't mean you can't overtake that matchup. As you guys can see, it loses in the ones because of the Weather Ball here. That's what this is. But in the twos, it wins because of Poison Jab and Poison Fang, those debuffs. So as long as you double shield, you're going to be able to farm down, which is why Shadow Nidoqueen can be such a threat in this meta, even against stuff like Mandibuzz and Umbreon. Now, going a bit farther down the list, we got something that I want to talk about. I think it's really cool. It's going to be Shadow Scizor, or just Scizor in general. Shadow seems to be a bit better because of the damage output that it has. Bullet Punch, Night Slash, and Iron Head. There are some spicy options here where you could run. I think Night Slash is going to be good, but you could also run with X-Scissor or Trailblaze. Trailblaze being that new charge move that boosts your attack, guaranteed to boost your attack. It's kind of like Icy Wind, but the opposite. Instead of debuffing your opponent like Dugong does, it buffs yourself, which is really cool. So that could be very useful, especially against Carbinks. Which are going to be taking super effective damage from your fast move Bullet Punch, and also because it's part rock type, takes super effective damage from Trailblaze. So that is going to be a very good Carbink counter. In fact, I'm curious how good this matchup is if you just have Trailblaze, no Night Slash. Yeah, it's just pure destruction. You do one Trailblaze and you're just off to the races. Now, what's funny is in the no shield it actually loses, and that's because if a Rock Slide lands, it does a lot of damage. But overall, Shadow Scizor looking to be a very cool Pokemon to run in this meta, and this is something else I want you guys to take a look at over here. Now, there's obviously going to be hard answers, right? But against common top meta picks, It's very close against other Pokemon like Azumarill and Umbreon and Mandibuzz. And these kind of situations can be overcome depending on energy and shield advantages. Now, just because you see this, and I'm just taking a caveat right here, you guys can click on against the whole meta, and you'll see that there's actually very hard counters to it, like Incineroar, Skeledirge, and Alolan Marowak or Firefang Shadow Mawile. Greninja's also a great counter there. So just because you see this kind of matchup right here on PvPoke doesn't tell the whole story. This is what the meta Pokemon are going to be, and you can change it to all Pokemon that are eligible, and you see a wider view of what's possible. But obviously having weaknesses or extreme weaknesses to fire, 4 times weak to fire, you're probably going to be facing off against some Skeledirge out there, some Firefang Mawiles, some Alolan Marowaks. They're going to be around, so watch out for it. Now we also have Qwilfish, Hisuian Qwilfish, and Overqwil. And I think these are really interesting because of the movesets that they have access to. They got Aqua Tail and Shadow Ball with Poison Jab as a fast move, or you could go for Poison Sting. So Poison Sting, pretty good at gaining energy. And just look at these charge moves right here. Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Aqua Tail. That's like beautiful coverage. That is chef's kiss. Beautiful coverage right there. So depending on the team that you're running and the strategy that you have around your Hisuian Qwilfish here, you could go a lot of different ways. Like a Nidoqueen, for example, right? If you face off against that, Aqua Tail, super effective damage. Maybe you go Poison Sting instead of Poison Jab, and all of a sudden those get a lot spammier, and you overtake that matchup. Overqwil, kind of the same situation, Poison Jab and Poison Sting with the same movesets. As for which is better, that's going to be, I'm reading your guys' thoughts right now. Should you evolve to Overqwil, or should you keep it as Qwilfish? Well, let's take a look at the stats. If they have the same movesets, let's take a look at the stats. So it's 131, 106, 121. This is 129, 111, 120. 1730 overall, and 1697. So technically, stat-wise, the Hisuian Qwilfish is a bit better than Overqwil overall based on stat product. As they do have the same movesets. So that might be something to take into account if you're looking to min-max right there. Alright, going down the list, we got some other very unique Pokemon that you guys could be trying out. Fortress. Fortress is... man, this brings me back. Does anyone remember the Rainbow Cup from Silpharina back in 2019? Fortress in that meta was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. It has access to some really unique charge moves. Bug Bite is going to be the fast move you want to run. Please do not run Struggle Bug. You will be struggling. But Bug Bite is a great fast move. It's not the best, but it's the best that it's got. And you have good options here. You could run with Sand Tomb, Earthquake, Mirror Shot, Heavy Slam, Rock Tomb. For this meta, it looks like Mirror Shot, Earthquake is going to be the call. You don't necessarily need Rock Tomb. But if you start seeing a lot of Golbats and Mandibuzz, maybe the Rock Tomb comes into play right there. If we go into this matchup real quick and we take a look, obviously it loses in every situation here. But if we change Earthquake to Rock Tomb, we see there is the potential to win in the 1-0 shield if you just happen to land a Rock Tomb, as that's going to do about 50% of Golbat's health. So just something to take note. The Earthquake and Mirror Shot still have great coverage, especially with all the poisons that we have going around, and Mirror Shot still does super effective damage against the Carbink. Another one, Swalot. This actually got a move update. It now has access to Mud Shot. And again, some unique combination, well, not as many unique combinations. Mud Shot, Sludge Bomb, and Ice Beam. Some good coverages on this meta in particular because of the Ice Beam for stuff like Golbat, and the Sludge Bomb for stuff like Azumarill and Carbink. So really interesting combination there, but you do need to watch out for stuff like Jellicent, right, which is going to be resisting both of those charge moves. Now going a bit farther down, this Pokemon used to be an absolute terror in seasons past. For those of you that have been around Go Battle League for the last couple of years, you guys know Halloween Cup and Shadow Tyranitar go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's just what people run. It's extremely fun. This is the only meta, I think, to my knowledge, quickly, that Shadow Tyranitar is like meta in the Great League, right? Which is extremely cool, and that's because of Smackdown and its dark typing. So you're going to be running Brutal Swing and Stone Edge with Smackdown. Smackdown is Legacy. You do have a lot of weaknesses, obviously, but a Shadow Tyranitar will absolutely run through some Pokemon and can be used as an anchor on your team, especially if you safe swap something to draw out the common counters, like Greninja and Azumarill and Nidoqueen. So something cool to look forward to. Another one right now, Guzzlord. This one's currently in raids as of recording this video, and I believe, to my knowledge, can be traded underneath 1500 combat power. So that might be something you want to look to run Dragon Tail, Crunch, and Dragon Claw. But something very interesting. Notice how it has Dragon Tail. In this meta, I'm curious if Snarl might be a bit better with Sludge Bomb and Dragon Claw, because you don't necessarily need Brutal Swing, but you could do with the Dragon Claw neutral damage to everything other than, and there's not too many steals in here, Fortress, Scizor, maybe Escavalier. So maybe you do want Brutal Swing, but the Sludge Bomb could be very sneaky for stuff like Carbink. Let's see how this plays out right here. So obviously the moveset it recommends is Dragon Tail, Crunch, and Dragon Claw. But if we change Crunch to Sludge Bomb, how much damage does that do? Oh, Carbink. Jeez! Carbink is so thick that a Sludge Bomb only does 19%. That is very, very unfortunate right there. It's only neutral as well. I was just double checking that I didn't mess up my typings in my head there. But Guzzlord is a spicy Pokemon that you guys could use. But overall, this meta is a lot of fun. There's a lot of unique Pokemon. I really want to emphasize to you guys that you can scroll down. Don't feel like you have to only use these Pokemon right here in the top 10. Please scroll down. This is one of those metas where there's a lot of viable options. You're going to see stuff like Runerigus. You're going to see Dragalge. You're going to see Salazzle potentially. That is spicy, right? You hard lock down anything weak to fire, and then you have Poison Fangs on the back end for Carbink and Azumarill. There's a lot of fun to be had in this season's meta. But just be aware that when it comes to common counters, you need to make sure you can handle those Carbinks. You need to make sure you can handle Poison-type Pokemon. And you also don't want to be triple weak to Greninja, because everyone's going to have it, or most people are going to have it, just because of how fun it is to use. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. The meta is coming out very soon, later today. And yeah, we're going to be diving into it all weekend with a ton of battles and a lot of fun teams that I'm going to be showcasing for you all. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.